I'm with Sean Whalen. Wow. What Traumatika actor? What first of all, this is just an intense horror film, but very multi-layered. I'm
Yes.
assuming you are a cinephile. These are some of the qualities you saw in Traumatika. What were some of the things that you saw as far as you wanted to be part of the ensemble?
So I never got a full script. The way Pierre and Max shoot, they shoot in pieces, and I had seen Rebecca in Two Witches, and this is after we had done my movie Crust, and we became very close. And her husband and me and my wife were best couple friends who decided to have two production companies, and we were starting our own stuff. And but in the meantime, we were introducing each other to filmmakers we'd love to work with. They came and saw my movie Crust with stars Rebecca and me as romantic leads. And then we met them and they said, "Oh, maybe someone Two Witches too." And I said, "This is great." Because I've heard they're very efficient and quick. And then they said, "Hey, we actually need this part in our newer movie. Would you come down and do it?" I went down there. I shot it in 2 or 3 hours. I left. And then as the movie started getting some heat and buzz, I would say, "Rebecca, I'm so happy for you. It's so great." She goes, "Dude, you're in the movie." And I go, "Oh, that's right." I can't forget. Because they work so quick and efficiently. But what they do is they spend most of their money not on just production, which they do very well, but on post. And most independent films just die in post. So they have great music. They have great, they have great special effects. They have great coloring. They do so much, and that's what makes their stuff so good is because they know how to shoot simply. The whole stuff with the flashlight in that scary location. I mean, you could have a big wide shot and we see everything in there, but that's not scary. It's very simple to just have the flashlight going through, and we're in that terrifying position. And so, what I loved about them is they don't take tons of your time and they want the quality actors. And I'm very blessed to think, oh, we know Sean can knock this out of them. He can knock it out quickly without a lot of problems. And it really is not a scene that is difficult because I'm basically saying, don't drink the bleach or don't jump off that bridge, or it's pretty straightforward. And I get to be the exposition and the backstory while being the person of ultimate reason and common sense, which I never get to play. So I always love doing parts I don't get to play. So that's what makes it really fun. And then, like I said, they're so efficient and everything that what you shoot and then what you see is like, oh my God, they did such a good job in post to elevate their great cinematography anyway.
I just interviewed Rebecca yesterday, and she was just really so effusive about her friendship with you and you as a collaborator and how much it means to her. And so I'm going to turn the table to you. How much does it mean to have someone like Rebecca in your life, not just as a friend, but as a working partner? You guys are have your own production companies and whatnot. It must be great within the indie sphere. Must mean a lot to you personally as far as being a
I
vet.
think I've been looking for a producing partner and production partner for years, but most people have the wrong schedule. And when she was on Crust, she was so help. It was not just my lead actress. She was helping me going, "You may need this shot to piece." And I would say, "So what have you directed? I want to know." And she goes, "Oh, I haven't." And I went, "Okay, I'm going to write you a short and you're going to shoot it." And she goes, "Okay." What? And like a couple weeks later, I go, "Okay, I've got the short. Let's do it." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she was down for it, which was great. And then we have the same situation. Our spouses have 9 to 5s. So we have the time to do the producing. And mainly, I just think we both have look, some horror doesn't care about acting. They just don't, and we really care about acting. And my her first things, and guys like Pierre and Max, they care about acting. My first thing was Wes Craven, People Under the Stairs. He cared about the acting. He didn't want he wanted the acting to be good. It wasn't like it's a horror, no one cares. He cared a lot. And he made me help me create Roach, which was like a great character, and protected me when I wanted to prepare for my dying scene and all this stuff. It was so great. And she brings She's very technical. She loves the look of a movie, the sound. She's very good at that. Her and her husband are very good at that. And I'm very good at, because I came from groundlings and improv and comedy, story, and I've written before she hasn't written. But I think we complement each other well, and we just have a standard we will not go below. And we're on this journey learning how to be business people. You're super nice to somebody because they're nice to you, and then you find out they can't deliver what they promised, or and you go, God, you have to get more tougher and navigate things smarter. And timing is everything. When you reach out to someone, we got a great editor on our movie, and if I would have been my old self going, hey, but I took my time and gave her space and the patience, and that's how I didn't want to overwhelm her. And if I overwhelmed her at the wrong time, and she's always said, if I can help you, I will. And so I waited for the right moment, and we got a fantastic editor for our movie. And we're learning that not to push too hard. And as actors, you're trying to sell yourself, but and look, we're both from very grounded families. So people go, oh, you guys are so nice. And we're like, we're not. We're just normal. Anyone who's a jerk is below us. You know what I mean? Then they're jerks. We're normal. They're jerks. It's not we're exceptional. We're just, if we're talking to somebody, we're going to be respectful. And I think so many of those things, and it was me pushing her at the beginning, but then she brought in so many things that I didn't know. So it's really good for us she's teaching me about social media, reaching out on people and Instagram and messaging directors. And I didn't know any of that. And I'm teaching her the process of writing. And so it's a wonderful collaboration. And we're so lucky. And our spouses, our spouses are the ones that are the behind the scenes business people. So we were in our next movie, we were going to co-direct, and she was going to act, and I was going to produce, and I was going to act. And our spouses go, nope, you pick two. And so we have to produce because they're not home. So we have to do the producing. So you're either going to act or direct. And Rebekah's on the rise, as I think, I mean, unless you disagree, but I think she's on the rise as an up and coming horror iconic actress. And we may as well keep her in the lead of the movie. And then I'm just going to direct because I'm not going to act in it. So I'll just focus on directing. And I'll say, look, I'm branching off this way. You're branching off that way. Let's do the stuff that's going to show people a new side of us. And we have to make that tough decision and go, okay. But that's why we love our team, because our spouses are very smart in business and we're the creatives. And we just have so much of the same taste. And it's so lovely to have someone who we're learning at the same time together, but also bringing our knowledge base.
Sean, you've had a very successful career, and I noticed on your Instagram profile, the first movie you did mention, and you mentioned this in the interview, is The People Under the Stairs. There are so many horror movies out there, but I feel just from learning from other people, fellow cinephiles, that The People Under the Stairs is sometimes one of their all-time favorite films. And
Oh,
I'm just wondering, and you mentioned Roach, what a layered character. Over the years, how much does it mean to you that when people tell you how much that movie means to them? And I feel maybe one of the reasons why it's so special is because of the themes of maybe displacement or what
yeah.
the other is. And there's just so many
Right.
great layers. Can you speak to that? I think it's
I mean,
wonderful.
I think when I got that audition, I remember I played Renfield in Dracula, and I did preparation in high school. I was like, oh, he runs around and screams. I can do that. And my high school acting coach, Debbie Ryer, would say, no, Dracula and he's stuck between Dracula and he's stuck between warning these people. So if he goes too far, he's going to piss Dracula off. But if he doesn't, he feels horrible that he's not trying to help these people. That's who Roach is. But Roach, in 10 minutes of screen time, I have 10 minutes of screen time. In Roach, I am a red herring that you think I'm scary, and then I'm one of the escaped people on the stairs that's going to harm him. Then you hear I'm actually a good guy trying to protect the girl, and then I'm a martyr who dies for the betterment of them. Because I could have left. I'm smart enough to have left, but I stayed to protect her. So when someone asked me in an interview, what is the most noble character you played? And I said, it probably will and always will be Roach, because he's selfless and he's a hero, but doesn't at all think he's a hero. Doesn't know it at all. And he loves messing with the people, and he loves messing with the mommy and daddy, and to irritate them because they're wrong, and to protect her. So I think when Facebook came out and I got all these friend requests, and my friend was like, dude, these are your fans. And I went, and they're like, Roach. And I thought, God, I'm only on screen 11 minutes, but they love the character. And I realized the importance of these kind of characters that come in. And they could have had him live throughout the whole thing, sure, but it's not as strong. It's not as powerful as that character is, because, and it also ups the stakes. If this guy who knew how to navigate the whole house is gone, then it ups the stakes of, oh, this is going to be harder, which is rising tension in a screenplay. So it was great. It was great. And Wes was just fantastic. Just loved the acting, cared about the actors. It was wonderful.
Sean, my final question to you is, Roach, very iconic character. That said, now let's go to present day. What's going to be great is people can be fans of that. They can be fans of Traumatika, and then they can transition over and say, wow, Sean's behind the camera with Crust, and he's acting in it. And it's also about mental health. How special was this project for you, as far as you're talking about memorable characters? This is also a very interesting layered theme that you're approaching with Crust.
I think that it came after I'd gone through depression. My divorce was very rough, and people were like, oh, you should have had a pet. And I was like, I couldn't tie my shoes. I don't think I could take care of a pet. And I said, I'd love a pet if I could have it take care of my issues. And I remember this pitch I had of someone saying, how do you do a low budget? I go, I don't know, set it in a laundromat with a sock monster. I just set it off the cuff, and I started thinking, oh, maybe I should merge these two. And I went and did Ugly Sweater Party by Aaron Mento, a very fun holiday slasher fun movie. And I saw these guys making a movie in their house that looked cool, had fun themes. And I thought, man, I got to do Crust. I think I can do it, because it really is a one location thing. And you always have the script you imagine, the script you write, the script you shoot, and the movie you have. And I started out as this funny, wacky comedy, but I wanted the guy to be depressed, because a lot of the dialogue is things I talked about in therapy and things I had once gone through. And then what the movie I ended up with was a movie about mental health, and that there are no shortcuts. It's not going to be alcohol. It's not going to be it's not having a sock monster. It's not Instagram fame. It's not TV fame. None of that. Those are all shortcuts that will never work. And the only problem is mental health is you have to do the work that you have no energy to do, and you're going to have to work hard, and you're never going to see the results for several months, and you want it over yesterday. And this movie is about that. And then really the true Crust is the embodiment of true, pure pain and pure emotion that all people as we grow up stuff down and don't talk about. And Crust is his expression. That's why in the depression, I had one person say at the end of the movie, they said, man, it's a good ending. And I said, no, he goes dark like Michael Corleone. I go, he takes the wrong journey down. And he goes, yeah, but it was better than seeing him curled up on the bed. At least he's walking with confidence. Wow.
Yes. Sean, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. So excited to see Crust, and apologies, Giselle, for taking too long. So, by the way, she's going to say,
that's me. That's my.
No, she's going to say a lot of bad things about me, and it's true. So, FYI. So, thank you so much.
No worries, Greg. It's all good.
You both take care. Have a great day.
You.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.